Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is a beautiful autumn day here in Deer Park, and I don't have a moose license this year, but what I do have is a small game license. So we're gonna head out into the bush, take a nice walk through the fall colors, and see if we can't find something to eat. Maybe a rabbit or a grouse, hopefully a rough grouse. Stay tuned, should be a good one, and of course we're gonna have a boil up. So I've decided to get out in the beautiful fall air and go for a walk. I'm actually going to go for a walk with my 22 rifle. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I have a small game license, and I'm hoping to catch myself a rabbit or a grouse. At the very least, I'm going to have a beautiful little boil up, a nice walk, and we're going to have a chat about the ethics of hunting and fishing. Stay tuned, this should be a good one. You'll notice I'm wearing some blaze orange here today. We are in the middle of moose hunting season in Newfoundland, and this is a pretty prime moose hunting area. I did not get my license this year, but I do have a small game license. So quiet. Love it out here. Been a while since I've been up to the cabin. It's one of those things. You can make excuses all day long. The weather hasn't been great, and that's a fact. But the truth of the matter is, I just haven't had what it took to get out of the house and get up here. But I felt pretty good today, so here we are. Speaking of moose, lovely track right there. Hope you can see it. There was a bear trapped in this area this past week, and apparently there's another another sow with her cubs that's still in the go. So I want to be making as much noise as I can on one hand to keep the black bears from getting spooked by me, but I also want to keep as quiet as I can to see if I can catch me a wabbit and or a grouse. Weird thing is I've got tons of grouse and rabbit right on my property at the cabin. But for some strange reason, I'm hesitant to take those. They seem like they're settled in there. It doesn't really seem like a fair fight. So I'm leaving those alone. And if I can find something out here, great. If not, that's fine too. Just saw a grouse up here. Moose tracks. All right, we are back at the cabin. Unfortunately, no luck with the grouse. Saw 2 grouse, 2 rabbits, and they were scurrying off into the woods, so I decided not to take a shot. Didn't seem like a safe thing to do in the location I was at the time. Still gonna have a boil up though. It's a beautiful day. What better place to do it than right here on my own little piece of heaven. I have these mushrooms growing all over my property. Now, it looks like something has been taking chunks out of them, but I don't know what they are. They're kind of yellow inside. There's lots of them around here, but I'm not sure. Leave it in the comments if you have an answer. A little teepee going here. Place to drop the good old birch rind. Couple tea bags. Not that steep. All right, get myself a cup of tea. A couple of these fish cakes. And some wild Newfoundland bologna. And I think I'll sit down by the fire, enjoy, and have a chat about some of the thoughts that have been on my mind regarding hunting. Well, if you've watched this channel for any length of time whatsoever, you realize that I am by no means the great white hunter or fisherman. What I do love though is to get out in the woods and experience it and try to catch something if I can. Most people that were raised here or born here enjoy hunting. There's no issue with it whatsoever. However, there is some debate about it. And I suppose the debate has to do more with people that feel that hunting in general is wrong. Now, my position on this, and it's just my opinion, so I'm not going to suggest to you that you have to believe it, is that humans are made to eat meat. Okay, we have teeth and a digestive system that's designed to eat meat. If you choose not to eat meat, that is entirely your prerogative. I'm not judging you for it. There's definitely some health benefits to not eating meat. There's health benefits to enjoying meat as well, particularly things like chicken and fish. But the truth of the matter is, we're an animal and we're designed to consume meat. And the argument that some vegetarians will make is that we need to protect the environment and we need to protect the animals. Well, it's not quite as simple as that, because those that support vegetarianism support large-scale farms that produce vegetation. And when these farms are built, unfortunately, they displace hundreds of species of animals that have to find elsewhere to survive. And in order to keep these types of farms thriving, for the most part, pesticides and other herbicides and so on have to be used. So I suppose there's an argument that vegetarianism is not necessarily the most perfect environmental philosophy either. And then there are also those, of course, that believe there's nothing wrong with eating meat. They just don't believe it's right to hunt. Well, most of the meat that you get at the store, in fact, all the meat that you get at the store, not one of them has died from natural causes. They've all been butchered, raised in sometimes less than ideal conditions. But wild meat, such as this wild baloney, just kidding, survives in nature with what's available to it. So if you want a pure, unadulterated meat, the meat that you hunt yourself is, without question, the safest and best to eat. Plus, we are animals. And while it's completely wrong to, in my mind, again, just my opinion, to hunt for sport, I don't agree with that. To hurt animals for sport, I should say, not to hunt for sport, but to hurt animals for sport. If you eat what you catch, I personally don't see anything wrong with it. Love to hear from you in the comments as to what your philosophy is on this. In terms of the channel, the majority of the channel from this point on is going to be, if not the majority, then all of it, will be associated to outdoors activities. The riding season's over, and I'll be honest, those riding videos generally don't get a lot of views. I do them anyway because I enjoy sharing our rides with other people in our riding group. But for the most part, there'll be outdoor videos from this point on. Fishing, hunting, there's a lot of cool things coming up. A friend of mine, Chad, has beagles, and he likes to hunt with those, rabbits and so on. So there's definitely going to be some hunting videos where we actually catch stuff. And yeah, so that's going to be fun. I've got a review video coming up on a new, well, I won't even tell you what it is, but it's something about the summer that hopefully will help me in my fishing endeavors. And I want to show you that and tell you what I think of it so far. And other than that, just looking forward to getting out more often. Like I said, it's tough sometimes to get out. Life gets in the way. I can make excuses all day, but the reality is I don't have any excuses. I should be here more often. I always feel better when I'm here. And I'm going to try. And that's the most anybody can ask of anybody. So I think what I'm going to do when I finish this is I've got one beer. I'm going to head out on the wharf and just enjoy the view of my pond for the rest of the day. Cooked to perfection. half hour ahead. Blueberry, blackberry, and lemon sour. This is the Bacaloo Trail Brewery, and I love the sours they produce. So if you get a chance, check it out. Beautiful fall day here in Deer Park. I'm gonna look at the pond for a bit. All the ducks have moved on, gone south. Got some footage of them last week. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate all the views, the shares, the likes, the subscribes. If you haven't subscribed, I'd ask that you do. I'm so close to 500 subscribers right now. And I have no idea what happens at that number, but apparently according to the YouTube gods, something happens at 500 views. At any rate, when I get to 500, I'll be doing another giveaway. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you tuning in, leaving those comments, even the ones that are not necessarily supportive of me or they disagree with me. I love that stuff too. It's all about having a conversation, and YouTube is great for that, as I've said before. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to watch the sunset over Dawes Pond and enjoy the rest of the evening. Hope you do too. Take care. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit excuse me. Watch the sunset over Deer Park. Oh, excuse me.